Welcome to Oakland Is. My name is James CAGNEY, and our guest today is actor, vocalist, performer, teacher, composer David Glover. David is the star and author of a new play running in Oakland called Old Happens, and he's here to talk with us. David, thank you very, very much for coming through to the show.
My pleasure.
Please tell me, what's the origin of Old Happens? What happened to you as you were approaching 65, and what made you want to write this play?
Well, I started getting old. That's what happened. Old happens. And it happened to me. What happened was, if you want to know the beginning, how this whole idea came up in doing a play, Old Happens. It came out of a pivotal point in my life. I was 65, approaching 65, reaching age 64, and like many of us, having these thoughts and feelings about aging. What have I done with my life? Where am I going? How do I deal with this transition, this change? And I was sitting in the park one day, Lake Merritt, and just a light bulb came on, this idea around aging. And it's like there was a voice, felt like there was a voice that came to me and said, you know, you could turn that whole strip around. You can look at this whole aging process as a blessing or a curse. Which way you want to go with this? So in looking in a way of turning the script around, there was this, felt like a voice that was, there was something within that awakened me. It reminded me of my life and how great it's been to be alive, regardless of what has happened in the past, good or bad. Where are you now, and how are you gonna deal with this? You can turn this whole script around and make it something wonderful.
You said that a couple of times. What was the original script, and how did it become what is now being run as
What
Old
is
Happens?
the original script?
Yeah,
Old
did it
Happens?
change from your original intent?
No, the script never changed. There were some rewrites,
Okay.
but the idea never changed. The
Gotcha.
idea was clear and bright in that moment.
Got you. What does your play have to say to people that are younger than you? What do you have to say to people that are not quite as old as you are? What does this play have to say to them?
It gives a message to young and old, and particularly young, that they're gonna, if they live long enough, they're gonna reach seniorhood. And what this play says to them is that there's hope. If I could put this in one word, it would be hope. And what I mean by hope is that hope that wouldn't be cloaked with negativity, like getting old, got to give up because I'm getting old. What can an old man do? What can an old woman do? What it says is that you can live a vital life as you turn 60, 70, 80 years old. If you get your conscious in a connection, if you can connect yourself with the consciousness of living life to its fullest. And what I mean by that is getting yourself in a belief that you can live vital, you can live full of vitality. You don't have to give up. You don't have to, as you go through the pain, you don't have to be set aside and be lonely. You can start right here. And the good thing about this play is that it gives you, a young person, a chance to see their future and to see what really learning something about growing old that you don't learn too often in this culture. That is that growing old is a blessing. Growing old is a time in your life when you can really embrace life in a different way. You can you have time. You know, you're not in that rush mode that you're in as a younger person. What is the transition? Because of the transition that causes a shift in how we move about and how we feel.
Sure. Between this play and an earlier play of yours, I guess Relationships, you've put your personal life on stage in the public for scrutiny. What is that like, especially as I almost would describe it as being in a vulnerable state of growing older. What is it like putting your personal life as a performance for public consumption?
Well, there are two things there. One is the slightly discomfort of throwing my life out there. And the other is the willingness to share. And the share part of it gives me the drive to want to just tell the story and really tell it. And I've told the story in relationships as well as I do in Old Happens, that we have a life to live, and these are the things that come up in life. How are you going to handle it?
Yeah. You talk about Old Happens, or at the very least, the theater itself being a healing art. Could you talk about that? How is this a healing thing?
Well, theater can be a healing art. Art in itself can be healing. What makes this play healing to me is from my observation of seeing people come to me at the end of the show and say, hey, this is something that I never heard. I never thought of aging in this way. And I feel better now. I think, I hear what you're saying. People coming at the end of the show saying that. That part of it makes it healing art. Healing art comes out of taking care of something about you, overcoming. Anything having to do with healing has to do with overcoming, whether it's a cut on your finger or whether it's overcoming tragedies. Whatever that healing process is, it's about overcoming. It's about clearing a pain that was there. So in the sense of aging, what this show is intended to do is to heal, is to give you a different way of looking at yourself, a different way of looking at life in general. Because while you're going through this show and you're being entertained, you are diverting yourself from whatever else is going on in your life. If you come in there that you lost your keys earlier, or something happened earlier, you want to come down, you go there. Mm-hmm. You go there for the same purpose, going to a movie or going to a theater to see some other play. Sure. But what I try to bring here is, what is this show intended to do? Yeah. It's intended to address issues around aging, and it's intended to address positive information about aging, not the negative stuff.
How can people find out when more information about the play, or figure out how to go see it?
Well, they could look on my website, and I can give you that web address. You can go to www.oldhappens.info. There you will see video snippets, additional information about the play, and a little about myself, and as well as my director, Philip E. Walker.
Got you, got you. Old Happens is a great one-man play by our guest, David Glover. It is a musical comedy, and it's a very, very awesome thing. Mr. Glover, I'm sorry we're so short on time, but thank you very much for coming through.
Hey, my pleasure.
Oakland Is.
My pleasure. I just want to say to the audience, live prosperous, live graciously. You only got one life to live.
And there you go.
Live it graciously.
And there you go. This is Oakland Is. Thank you very, very much for watching, and we'll see you again. Oakland is